Hi there, this is Dennis Velco with OutBüro. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of OutBüro Voices, where we have engaging conversations with LGBTQ entrepreneurs, professionals, and community leaders from around the world. And right now we are going to be chatting with Wesley Smoot. He is the marketing director for Unleashed LGBTQ. So Wesley, let's get into a little bit of, well, one, I forget where you're located. I know you're an hour behind me. And then let's get a little bit of a history, some background stuff on you.
Sure. Well, thanks for having me, Dennis. I want to say that first. We are in Dallas, Texas, man. Yeah, a little hour
Okay,
difference.
Dallas. I've had lots of fun in Dallas in my past. Great
I've heard.
city.
Yeah. Yeah, but I guess as far as background, mine's in marketing. I've worked in events for a long time. We kind of had a really good idea to showcase a lot of the brands that we saw that were being, one, gay owned, but, specifically marketed to LGBTQ consumers, just so many, whether it be apps, fashion, travel destination, there's just a whole array of things. And, we thought about putting together an expo initially. And, we ended up with opportunity to work with so many great speakers and panels. And, the whole business model kind of evolved into something else. And we had a plan for a large physical event with some great activations. And what we were often saying is we were, making like a gay South by Southwest. We were even incorporating what would be like a film festival and having a whole music showcase. And then pandemic. So, now Unleashed LGBTQ virtual. We moved our date to March 25th through the 27th. And, we're making some great headway. We're working with some incredible brands. We still have some great speakers, some performers. And with this opportunity, we're able to, work with people all over the world.
Well, that is true. And I've had someone else on not long ago, Matt Scullerud, who does a lot of marketing and conferences and so forth. And he too is sharing like part of what I have seen the benefit, I guess, out of this situation that we're in with COVID is that, yes, connecting and getting in person definitely and hopefully will come back soon. But there's also, the level of realizing that, doing all your work and maybe getting a couple of hundred people into a conference space to do, that kind of event versus that, and perhaps in the future meshed and cohabitating with the virtual world. So I think that's going to be a very interesting thing, is seeing how post-COVID, how we continue to reach a wider audience. Like literally just today dropped a episode with a person who does, Lisa, who does events in the sustainability and ecological environment. She's one of the pioneers in the space, especially in the Midwest, but throughout the US on it. And they have a conference that was normally just kind of confined to the Midwest folks. But now they realized that because of the COVID and having to go virtual, well, wow, that means really anyone can attend, so there's benefit to it.
Absolutely. And looking at our registration every day, we see so many people who are registered to attend our event, who are literally from, India, England. We get a lot from Australia. We've been seeing it all over the United States. And and just how easy, will it be to just be able to turn on your computer and attend something that'll be incredibly informative, educational, and, super entertaining, like what we're doing. And, these platforms and opportunities, give people from all over the country the capabilities to attend things, they might have never known about, or, they could have never made it to. And so it is really impressive. It's a crazy world we live in. And, it's definitely been beneficial for us because, even some of the talent that we've booked, we've been able to, you know, it's so interesting, you know, booking costs, you know, then travel expenses, you know, putting them up in a hotel, all of that. And they're like, you know what, I'm gonna just go in my living room and say my piece, and, you know, that's it. It's incredible. Yeah.
Great. So we did, we'll get into maybe a little bit more of your kind of background into what led you into this, but let's keep focusing on the Unleashed LGBTQ. Let's kind of delve really down into again and restate for clarity, you know, what are you striving to do there?
Sure.
With the event, you know, because it looks like you're doing quite a bit. So let's
yeah,
kind of
absolutely. So, I mean, really, we want to create a platform for different brands, different entertainers, and LGBTQ professionals to all be able to connect in one environment. We want people to see the latest, you know, products, services, campaigns, you know, like we mentioned, if it, you know, is apps or new fashions or, you know, speakers, you know, everyone can come to one place to see all of this. The transition has been incredibly smooth, actually. You know, we wanted to have some fashion shows, and we were working with some incredible LGBTQ brands. You know, gay men, hell, you're in, Fort Lauderdale, right? We love our little swimsuits, right? So, you know, you're working with Addicted and Aussie Bum, and, you know, plans to do a big fashion show that we realized, you know, we can just do this virtually, and how much safer it is for the public. And some of them, you know, we're saying it's very unfortunate we're not going to be able to showcase our spring summer line. You know, they were actually like, thank you, Wesley, and this opportunity. This was a really good idea for us to put something like this together for the public to see all of the hard work we've put into these collections. And, you know, same thing with speakers and panels and even film screenings. You know, we basically are just able to drop a link and people are able to see a lot of new, even unreleased LGBTQ films and series from different streaming networks. And, you know, the transition took a little bit of creativity, but it just wasn't very all too difficult in the end.
Okay. So it sounds a bit like a cultural mashup.
It really is, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
And, you know, we love what OutBüro does, and we've put a lot of emphasis on how we can create this event and keep it as diverse as possible. And I think that's very relevant in a lot of the brands that we have participating and a lot of the speakers and entertainers that we will have. We make sure that every letter is represented, and that's always been an important focus since we started.
All righty. Very, very good. And yeah, well, pardon me. And, you know, as you are looking to do that, we would highly encourage you guys to also look at how to take that offline, you know, having your one event, but then continuing that further. You're more than welcome to create groups here on OutBüro, similar to Facebook group or LinkedIn groups, but with a lot more features. Features a bit more like a Facebook. LinkedIn groups are very, very minuscule in their capabilities. It's frustrating, quite frankly, which is what drove me to create OutBüro. But yeah, we can always, you know, talk a little bit offline about that as well.
Sure. Well, it's a great site and a great overall concept. And, you know, like you mentioned, it has some incredible features.
Well, I appreciate that, and there's definitely wanting to have groups that focus on industries and so forth, and you know, constantly very open to you know how to collaborate with others. So you mentioned a few brands like Aussie Bum and Addicted and so forth. Love several of the Addicted little tank tops. So you're looking at bringing on talent now. How far along are you? This is happening again when?
It'll be March 25th through the 27th. So pretty soon. Yeah.
Pretty soon. Pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
So is your lineup completely, locked in and booked?
Not at all. We are about halfway there. Things with booking talent, it can be kind of complicated, going through different publicists, managers, agents, negotiations, fees, getting those damn contracts signed, stuff like that. It's can be a little frustrating. But, once you have it done, it's like, oh, thank God. And you're just very happy to, move forward. It's always exciting for us to make our announcements. And we've kind of been doing it every 2 weeks. And, it's just kind of, industry practice that, we found ourselves getting used to. And it's part of, my background in, booking talent. And, it's been very, very interesting because this is the first time, I've ever had to book like a kind of lineup or anything like that where it would be virtual. And so a lot of the, and even creating an offer, it seemed, really weird to not include travel accommodations and certain things like that. But we, it's an adjustment. We adapt, right?
Oh, well, absolutely. And so, we'll be getting, this will be episode will be coming out here very soon. So, of course, what kind of additional talent are you looking for, or would you like? Let's say that the universe is going to have this drop on the ears of those that would love to participate.
Oh God, well, granted, we could get around to affording it. Of course, in my dreams, it's, having the panel from Queer Eye. And of course, Pose is one of my favorite shows. And, we're inching there, with agents and negotiations with some of the talent. And would it be an entire cast or anything like that? But, those are definitely ones I really like. Currently, we do have Pennsylvania Representative Brian Sims, who's just so freaking hot. It's unreal. Oh my God.
I'm interviewing him next week.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes, he's quite yummy.
Yeah, beautiful man. And just incredible person. Very somebody who openly speaks about, what he believes in, stands by his convictions, is just amazing human being. And, one of my buddies is actually, LGBTQ sports icon, Michael Sam. Me and him go to spin class together, asked him to be a part of this. He was excited to do so. And wants to talk about his experience being drafted into the NFL as the first openly gay man. Carmen Carrera is someone we're really excited to have, and she's just been a delight to work with pre-show and everything with even helping us out with promote our event. She's had some incredible things to say. She's transitioning a lot of her focus into a talent agency, and she's going to be speaking on that. And Mateo Lane is a stand-up comic and opera singer that I've just been obsessed with for years. So it's really cool to be able to have him included as part of our lineup.
Well, that's quite a combo, opera singer and comic.
His virtual event's going to be something. So he's doing the 1960 Barbra Streisand Live at the Bonsoir, his own rendition of it. He'll have a lot of comedy. He kind of changes the words into jokes. He's working with Andy Kapersky. I believe he's is how to say it. He's a award-winning pianist. They've worked together for quite a while on this show. And so it's kind of really exciting to, be one of the first places that, it can be seen. And it'll only be exclusively on the event. And for the time being, you're not going to be able to find it on YouTube later. And that goes with a lot of the other events. So, definitely register while you can. I know at the beginning of March, it'll be closed registration, and it'll only be available to specific individuals who work in specific industries. And so, if you're watching this, jump on it, take advantage.
And of course, if they happen to be seeing this beyond that time period, you do have like a newsletter or something like that folks can
Absolutely,
get on to stay
that'll
informed.
pop up on the homepage, and they can stay alert on all of our updates, including as we add to the lineup. Are you getting any of that sound?
Yeah, trees are chopping.
Actually, downstairs, it's been something we've been wanting to do for the longest time, but there is a little bit of construction going on downstairs.
Oh, well.
It finally happens, and then it's all the Zoom interviews. I'm going to shut the door really fast. We'll see if that helps.
Well, so folks can find all your information at unleashedlgbtq.com. Of course, as the logo you see on his screen, and in the show notes down below, we'll have those links. And of course, you'll also be able to connect with Wesley on OutBüro.com. We'll have links to his profile. So be sure to connect there, and reach out if you would happen to like to be in this current event, being a talent, or maybe a political person or sports person, or maybe you have a movie or a show or a short film series.
There is a page on our website where you can submit as a speaker, talent, filmmaker. We're always looking for things that are new and fresh. If you're an entrepreneur with a cool brand, heads up. It's a committee that, decides. So expectations. Yeah, it's always good to manage. But yeah, we are excited, and we are very kind of particular about, who we have involved in it. As inclusive as we want to be, we do want to keep things very commercially and culturally relevant with our audience, and make sure that they have the opportunity to see a lot of the best things, that are coming out.
Gotcha. Well, wonderful. Is there any last things that you'd like to share with the audience here before I let you run off?
Well, I would just encourage everyone to register while it's still open. It's an incredible opportunity with it being the first year, and we're all very excited. We've all been working very hard, and we just love to have you.
All righty. Well, we'll again be sure to have links to all those sites and content on the show notes. So be sure to check that out. And thank you, everyone, for staying tuned for this episode. And be sure to hit that subscribe and or follow button, depending on where you are viewing or listening to this too. We appreciate you, so we'd love to see you in the future. This is Dennis Velco with OutBüro. You're listening to OutBüro Voices. Bye-bye.